found.
Sure. You're absolutely right. We have some breaking news coming in. Russian President Vladimir Putin has appreciated India and China's efforts to help resolve the Russia-Ukraine conflict. He reiterated that the crisis did not begin with Russia's invasion, but was the outcome of what he called a coup d'etat in Kyiv, backed by Ukraine's Western allies. Putin criticized the West for fueling the unrest while stressing the importance of diplomatic initiatives from nations like India and China as well. Andrew, what do you make of Mr. Putin's statement that this is not purely to be looked at as an invasion? It was a problem which was inbred in Ukraine, and it is also a result of the unrealistic expectations of joining NATO by Ukraine.
Yeah, well, that's been the standard Russian line, and there's more than a kernel of truth to it. The expansion of NATO post-1991 has been inexorable, and Russia has laid down a number of red lines which have been ignored, and NATO has continued to march eastward to the point where it looked like not only incorporating the Baltic states, but looked like it might in 2014 include Ukraine as well. And this was unacceptable strategically in security terms for Russia. There's also the issue of the borders being drawn quite arbitrarily by Stalin in the Soviet era, Crimea being shifted from Russia to Ukraine as an internal border, not an international border, but it became internationalized once the Soviet Union fell apart. A large Russian-speaking diaspora, or population, I should say, in Ukraine, Eastern Ukraine, which was being persecuted post-2014 in terms of Russian language, television, and education in schools and whatnot. There were a lot of causes. This is what I would say is an overdetermined conflict. I'm not letting Russia and Moscow entirely off the hook. They did violate international law in their own eyes for good reason. And I suppose if we look at this strictly in terms of national interest, I don't buy the restoring the Russian Empire narrative. I don't think that's what really was at play here, except perhaps on the margins. This was a cold-eyed strategic reaction to a number of developments which were crystallizing in ways that threatened core Russian national interests. The way the war has been prosecuted is a different sort of question. The likely outcome remains to be determined. I think it'll be more like Korea at the end of the day, an armistice that lasts a long, long time, than negotiated resolution or victory on the battlefield. I don't see either of those two things happening. But we will have to wait and see about outcomes. But in terms of causality, President Putin is largely, if not entirely, correct in his narrative.
All right, fair enough. Well, the foreign